Yo, 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 what up, 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 what up? How are y'all feeling? How are you guys feeling? Pull up to the live, baby. Pull up to the live, baby. Pull up, 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 pull up. Let us go. Let us go. Let us go. Let us go. Well, looks like we done made the news today, guys. Looks like we done made the news today. Oh, this is going to be a good one. So, actually, as you guys know, we generally don't go live this early in the day. We got a lot of content coming out later today. So, I generally try not to post for like a good 6-7 hours before, maybe 8 hours before main content drops. But this is a particular occasion where I said, okay, I'll make an exception today. And we're definitely going to talk about this one for a little bit, right? Because it looks like we're finally getting under these people's skin. Shout out to everybody in the building. Normally, I do my shout outs, welcoming you guys to the building, Canada and everybody. But I just want to get into it. So, Rich Paul, who has the podcast with Max Kellerman, recently came out and took a shot at me and a lot of creators that do a similar thing that I do. People have been doing it before me, people that have been doing it after me. And I view us here in the independent space as the counter voice to these guys, right? They have a narrative that they're trying to promote. ESPN and other major corporations helps them. And us out here in the independent sector, we give you the voice of the fans, the people on the street, what people are really thinking, and the people out there that disagree with a lot of the stuff that these guys are trying to promote. So what happened? I saw a video. Let me just pull it up here. I saw a video from just a second, guys. Let me make sure I got all my ducks in a row here. From the basketball show. And he was playing this show, so I got it from him first. So he began to play this audio that I'm about to play for you guys now. And I want you guys to listen to Rich Paul calling out people like myself for profiting off of LeBron James's name, attacking him because he's black, and saying that we are making businesses out of hating on LeBron James. Let me get to the sound, the video itself immediately. So let me play it here.
The purposeful, you got all these, I don't know if they podcasters or analysts or whatever you want to call it. They built a business off of talking negative about LeBron James.
There's some money in it for people.
Yeah. And a lot of it is because they can't accept the fact that he did things his way. Mm-hmm. And sometimes when you sit in our seat, especially as black men in America, and then in this case an athlete, doing something your way, it's not the ideal thing for most people. And they wait on you to fall. They wait on you to fail, and in those failing moments,
money won't matter.
Play it again.
Purposeful, you got all these, I don't know if they podcasters or analysts or whatever you want to call it. They built a business off of talking negative about LeBron James.
There's some money in it for people.
Yeah. And a lot of it is because they can't accept the fact that he did things his way. Mm-hmm. And sometimes when you sit in our seat, especially as black men in America, and then in this case an athlete, doing something your way, it's not the ideal thing for most people. And they wait on you to fall. They wait on you to.
Okay. So you have that one. Now, I think I have another one. Just give me a second. I think I have another one. I just want to check if I saved it. Here, just give me a second here. Just give me a second. I want to know if I have it. Okay. No. Okay, I guess I don't. It's the same one. Okay. Let's respond to this one here. Generally, I don't do notes for my live. I don't do notes. But today I said, you know what? Let me just bring out some notes here, some bullet points. And Rich Paul is saying that there are people that have made a business out of speaking negatively about LeBron James. I'll be the first to tell you on Dreamerspro, our LeBron James videos do pretty good. They do pretty good from a consistent standpoint. They don't necessarily grow our channel, but they do pretty good. They keep a consistent stream of viewers. The videos that grow our channels are different kind of videos that I'm sure some of you have seen. But he's talking about the fact that people are making money off of LeBron's name. I am confused here. There are people that are making money off of LeBron saying nice things about him. ESPN, Fox Sports, all of these other major corporations that sit up there and twerk it up all day long for LeBron, and they're raking in billions of dollars a year. So it's not a matter of making your business on LeBron James. The issue here is calling out the lies that these guys try to push. That's number one. But I want to get to the other side of the coin, and I'll play the sound for you guys here. Do you guys know that Nick Wright, who trashed Kobe Bryant for years and also trashes Michael Jordan at every turn, do you guys know that Rich Paul is signed to Clutch Sports, is represented by Clutch Sports? Are you guys aware of that? Are you guys aware that Shannon Sharp was accused of taking money under the table some years ago to promote LeBron James by Clutch Sports? Do you know that many people in the media have accused Clutch of planting various voices in the media to promote LeBron James? But I want to get to the biggest part of it. He's talking about people like us who attack LeBron. Let's get to this. Ever since Rich Paul has started his podcast, the Game Over podcast, he has done nothing but try to trash and diminish the legacy of Michael Jordan. He even recently came out and said that Scottie Pippen played a bigger role in the Chicago Bulls 2 three-peats than Michael Jordan did himself. These words came from LeBron James's agent towards Michael Jordan, which represents a pattern from Rich Paul, Nick Wright, the whole group, which is what? The only way for them to elevate LeBron, they must bring people down. But it didn't stop there. Didn't Rich Paul recently go as far as questioning Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant's upbringing, saying that MJ and Kobe grew up with two parents in the house, so therefore that's why they are selfish people? But LeBron, who grew up with one parent, he's not a selfish person. First of all, what does any of that have to do with basketball? Number one. Number two, why are you speaking about Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan's upbringing? What does that have to do with sports? This podcast, Game Over, is the most viral clips is when they're saying something about MJ or they're saying something about Kobe Bryant. The latest one, Allen Iverson was more popular than Kobe Bryant. Instead of talking about how popular Kobe was vis-a-vis AI, why don't you talk about LeBron James and his popularity? Why do you always have to involve all these other players? Then he brought up the black man part, which I'm going to get to in a second, and I'm going to play the video for you guys again. Let me just read these comments. Rich Paul is the biggest gaslighter in history. He complains about commentators, but talks so much crap about everyone else. S-tier hypocrisy. Exactly. Appreciate the comment. Rich Paul justifies single mother homes. LOL, nasty work. Let me play the video for y'all. For those of y'all who ain't see it, let me play the video for y'all. But it just came in. Just a second. Let me open up the video here. Just a second, guys.
Mindfulness, the purposeful, you got all these, I don't know if they podcasters or analysts or whatever you want to call it. They built a business off of talking negative about LeBron James.
There's some money in it for people.
Yeah. And a lot of it is because they can't accept the fact that he did things his way. Mm-hmm. And sometimes when you sit in our seat, especially as black men in America, and then in this case an athlete, doing something your way is not the ideal thing for most people. And they wait on you to fall. They wait on you to fail, and in those failing moments.
Even though you were on the air when.
So you heard that there. I'll play for you guys again. I want to get back to the points that I was making. Rich Paul is calling out people like myself and others. So I've noticed that every time this show goes viral, his show I'm talking about, it's either when he says something about Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan. But it didn't stop there. He talked about the black man thing. And I'm glad that Rich Paul brought up the black man angle, because let's get to that. When Anthony Davis and LeBron James recruited Russell Westbrook, since you want to talk about the black man, when they recruited Russell Westbrook to go play with them and things went to hell, who was the scapegoat throughout that entire process? Was it not Russell Westbrook? When Russell Westbrook went to go play with LeBron James, he was a max player earning over $40 million a year. By the time he finished playing with LeBron James, not only was his reputation destroyed in the media by a lot of LeBron guys like Nick Wright, Shannon Sharp, and the rest of them, he ended up becoming a guy that was making a veteran minimum contract. Then we later find out that Westbrook had a problem with LeBron because he viewed him as a fake person that would act one way in front of the cameras, but then act another way behind the cameras. But it didn't stop with Russell Westbrook. What about Kyrie Irving? Since you want to go down the black man road, what about Kyrie Irving when his career was getting destroyed for posting that video on X about that documentary? What did LeBron James come out and say? The biggest voice in the NBA, what did he say about Kyrie Irving when it was time to help a brother out? He told Kyrie Irving, you got to be careful about the things you posted, and threw Kyrie right under the bus. What about all the teammates that have played with LeBron James that their entire careers have been diminished? What about them? What about them? What about your secret association with Gil's Arena? We going to talk about that? We going to talk about that? Are we going to talk about that, or are we not going to talk about that? What about your secret association with Gil's Arena? I'm just asking questions. Because for as loud as Gil's Arena used to be with the original crew, the day Rich Paul came to Gil's Arena, the entire panel was as quiet as a mouse. You would have thought the president walked into the building. And I was saying to myself, why are they so quiet all of a sudden? Why aren't they hollering and screaming all of a sudden? And then all of a sudden, I noticed Gil's Arena started poking fun at Kobe Bryant, specifically with Gilbert Arenas. Then they started making fun of Michael Jordan. But while all of that was happening, I never noticed segments where they were making fun of LeBron James with the funny thumbnails. I never noticed it. That platform grew so big because it was predominantly filled with LeBron followers. And it was used as a platform to trash Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. You remember when they put out the thumbnail with Kobe in a Robin suit next to Shaq? Y'all remember that? You remember how Gil used to troll Kobe fans all up and down his show? Where are the videos of Gilbert Arenas trolling LeBron James on Gil's Arena? Where are the videos? How come whenever Gilbert Arenas posts something about LeBron, he always tag Bronny? You guys think it's a coincidence that Rashad McCants was the odd man out? I know Gil, I know Rashad, I know all of them. You think it was a coincidence that Rashad McCants is the odd man out? It's just because I'm not chasing no no clicks or celebrity. I could invite Rashad McCants to my show today. And I can be like, Rashad, come and tell your story on this platform. Come and tell your story on this platform. Come and tell your story. Come and tell your side of the story on Dreamerspro, and I'll watch you and watch all those clips go viral. I could do that. I could literally text him right now and say, hey, bro, everybody talking about you. Why don't you come on the show and give your own side of the spiel? I could do that. It's just that I'm not thirsting behind that story, and you guys seen I ain't made no videos on it because it's not really my business. Why do you think Rashad McCants was the odd man out? Why do you think Rashad was the only one that Rich Paul responded to on that show? Why do you think they only had a problem with him? Because he was the only one that would push back on some of the narratives against Kobe, against Jordan, but also call LeBron out from time to time. They couldn't have that. That's when the whole talk came, should we get Rashad off the show? So Rashad should go off the show, but Nick Young, who never says anything worth listening to from a basketball standpoint, he should stay. Or Brandon Jennings, who never says anything worth listening to, he should stay. But Rashad McCants got to go. Why do you think Lowe is attacking Rashad McCants so badly? Why do you think Lowe is doing videos cussing out Rashad? Why do you think that is? Because Lowe is cool with Gilbert Arenas, and he's one of those LeBron fans who says that LeBron's time in LA was a success. That's Lowe. So Rashad was the odd man out because Rich Paul and them was looking at him like, yo, why you got dude up here talking crazy about LeBron? Why you got him up here talking crazy about our man? Didn't you guys remember the day when Shannon Sharpe was on ESPN First Take at I think at Stephen A. Smith's alma mater? Remember the time when LeBron went back to Miami and they asked him, did the Miami Heat play a role in you becoming who you are? And LeBron James said, I would have been who I was going to be regardless. You remember when Shannon Sharpe called him out? You remember that? Do you know what Gilbert Arenas said after Shannon Sharpe said that? On his show, not to me, on his show. He said, why would you say something like that? You're supposed to be part of the team. Why would you say something like that? You're supposed to be a part of the team. Rich Paul and Clutch have built an entire media apparatus that has gone out of his way to trash everybody. Everybody. When LeBron won the title in 2016 and said, this made me the greatest player of all time, that's not disrespect to all of his teammates and all the other players in the NBA? That's not disrespect? You talking about people making money off of LeBron's name? How do you think Nick Wright came to his fame, came to become as popular as he did? I'll show it to you right now. Nick Wright's, what put Nick Wright on the map was trolling Michael Jordan fans. Let me show it to you. I'll show it to you right now. This is Nick Wright on YouTube. I searched his name. Let's go to search filters. Just a second. Popularity, right? The popularity. Now let's update it. Nick Wright's most popular video was when he went on First Take 9 years ago and said, LeBron James has already passed Michael Jordan. This is his most viewed video on YouTube. He made his career off of being a Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan troll, and he is represented by Clutch. But you got the nerve to talk about people who hate on LeBron James for a living when you have people like Nick Wright, who is making millions of dollars a year trashing Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. You don't think I remember? You don't think I remember how Nick Wright used to talk about Kobe Bryant like a fucking dog on his show? You don't remember. Y'all don't remember none of that shit. But of course, we stand out because we're not willing to kiss this nigga's balls the way the rest of these dudes are. So what do y'all do? Slow down niggas' channels. Slow them down. Look at Scap Attack. Scap Attack's supposed to be at least 150,000 subs right now. They slowed his shit all the way down. Dreamerspro supposed to be at least 400,000, 450,000 subs right now. They slowed our shit all the way down. All the way down. But all of the pro LeBron guys, they get promoted. Then LeBron puts out a podcast, then you put out a podcast. And you spend your time talking about Michael Jordan. Where are the videos of MJ's agent coming out talking about you? But y'all want to be the victims. Y'all want to be the victims and try to make it a black man thing. Let me play the video again for y'all. For the people that just pulled up to the live, let me play what Rich Paul had to say. Just a second. Let me get the video. Okay, he said the spitefulness.
The purposeful. You got all these, I don't know if they podcasters or analysts or whatever you want to call it. They built a business off of talking negative about LeBron James.
There's some money in it for people.
Yeah. And a lot of it is because they can't accept the fact that he did things his way. Mm-hmm. And sometimes when you sit in our seat, especially as black men in America, and then in this case an athlete, doing something your way, it's not the ideal thing for most people. And they wait on you to fall. They wait on you to fail. And those.
So that's Rich Paul talking about people like myself and others that made money off of trashing LeBron James. Right? That's Rich Paul. Meanwhile, all the people that surround LeBron, that's all they do. All he does is try to diminish Michael Jordan's legacy. Wasn't it the same Rich Paul that just came out and said Scottie Pippen had a bigger role than Michael Jordan's rings, than Michael Jordan himself did? Wasn't it Rich Paul that said that? Isn't Michael Jordan a black man? Oh, but let me guess. In that case, you're telling the truth. But in our case, we're hating on the black man. Wasn't it Rich Paul that was talking about the reason Michael Jordan is the way that he is and Kobe Bryant are selfish people because they grew up with both of their parents? Rich, let me ask you a question. How dare you, bro? How dare you? Why would you stoop that low to now start talking about these people's parents? That because they grew up with two parents in their house, therefore they're selfish people. Rich, you could also call it another word. You could also call it confident people. Because maybe they had their parents instilling confidence in them. But no, it has to be a negative when you're juxtaposing it with LeBron, because LeBron must always be elevated and everybody else must be put down. So Kobe and MJ having both of their parents becomes a negative, right? But LeBron having just one, oh, that's a positive. It can't be a positive for MJ, because the reason he said that was because he noticed there's something that was being held against LeBron. So therefore, let me try to bring those other guys down to elevate LeBron. That's it. He can't simply make his argument on its merits. They have to bring other people down in order to make. Rich, why do you think there is a narrative that has been following LeBron his entire career? Even Chris Broussard said it. And he's also signed to Clutch Sports. Even Chris Broussard said that there's always this narrative that LeBron needs help. Chris Broussard said that, not me. Chris Broussard, who is represented by Clutch. Why do you think that is? If the narrative exists that LeBron always needs help, who always gets trashed? Isn't it not his teammates? Aren't the majority of LeBron's teammates black? The issue they have with people like us is that we will not go along with their game. We won't. The most memorable moments on Rich Paul's podcast involves trashing other people. Now he's talking about Allen Iverson was more popular than Kobe Bryant. That's the next one. Instead of talking about AI being more popular than Kobe, talk about AI being more popular than LeBron. You won't do that. You won't do that. Name one negative thing Rich Paul has said about LeBron James on his show. Name one. Name one negative thing. Name one. Wasn't it LeBron James that was laughing at players from the past? Didn't he go on Pat McAfee's show and trash the former era of NBA players? Wasn't it him? You want to talk about hating and classlessness? Wasn't it Michael Jordan when they sat down and asked him on NBC Sports who was the greatest player of all time? He said there was no such thing as a GOAT, because that would be too disrespectful to all the other eras. But what did LeBron say, Rich Paul? That this right here, man, this right here made me the GOAT. What about Shams? What about Shams? Who was accused of putting out negative content on people like Russell Westbrook, but putting out positive content on Clutch-related clients. We're not talking about none of that. We're not talking about none of that. Because everybody got to bow down and kiss the ring. And if you don't, oh, you're viewed as a problem. We all know the game, bro. We all know the game. We all understand what's happening. We get it all. We get the people that are associated with y'all directly and indirectly. We get it all. That's why I asked Gil before a few months ago. I said, Gil, how come I can't find any videos of you making fun of LeBron James on your channel? I asked him this. Why can I find any videos of you making fun of LeBron on your channel? Why can't I? But I can find countless videos of you trashing Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. Why is that? He couldn't answer me. He couldn't answer me. Why? He couldn't answer me. Go back and look at the video the day when Rich Paul went on Gil's Arena. Look how quiet everybody was. You would have thought that Rich Paul walked into... Gil was so quiet in his own house. I couldn't even believe it. It was his own house. You would have thought Gil was in somebody else's house. how quiet he was. And I'm like, I'm confused here. Why are they so quiet? Like, why are they so quiet? Let me read this. We're responding to clutch lies about MJ and Kobe. They're profiting by tearing down to lift up others while LeBron cosplays as MJ and Kobe. Appreciate the comment. We're just pushing back on the narrative, but you can't have that. If we push back, we're hating. So we're supposed to sit back and let you guys trash everybody that ever played. And we're just supposed to sit back and watch it happen. We're just supposed to sit back and watch it happen. And I'll go back to my original point. The moment a target got put on Rashad McCants' back was because he was going against the grain. He was the odd man out on that show. They didn't like him. And there's been a green light on his head ever since. Ever since. And I ain't got no horse in the race because I ain't favored in nobody. I'm not low. I'm not crashing out for Gilbert Arenas, bro. I'm not doing that. I'm not on that show. I don't need to be fighting Gil's battles. You over here crashing out doing 30-minute shows talking about dog. You not on that show, bro. Why are you concerned with their finances? You're not in their business. If we pull up their incorporation documents, we won't find Lowe's name there. So why are you so caught up in it? It literally got nothing to do with you. Unless you're a shareholder or they promise you a seat on the next show, you need to just relax, bro. You're doing 30, 40-minute shows analyzing Rashad McCants and all of this, bro. And by the way, I done told y'all, if I wanted, I could text Rashad, yo, you want to come on my show and come and tell your side of the story too. I could, but I'm not going to do that because that's their personal business. I would do it if he requests, but I'm not going to do that because it's none of my business. That's their personal finances. Why would I be poking my nose in another man's business? Their real business, not like, oh, no, they're actual, it got nothing to do with me. I know things too. I'm not going to reveal them. I know things too. I know things too. You know you in trouble when niggas is asking Chat GPT if you should be on the show. I'm going to leave it at that. When they start asking Chat GPT whether or not you should be on the show, you know you got a problem. That's all I'm going to say. But this whole thing of they're making money off of, I guarantee you, if Game Over Podcast doesn't say anything about Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant and it's just LeBron stuff, none of that shit will go viral. The whole pull about that show is LeBron's agent talks about other people, so therefore it looks like that's what LeBron thinks. That's the whole angle. The most viral clips are when he's talking about Jordan and Kobe. Those are the most viral clips. If they just sat up there and spoke about the news, it ain't making no news like that. So I know a lot, but I'm not going to say it. I'm not low, bro. I'm not arguing over dudes' personal finances. I'm not doing that. That's some goofy shit. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing 30-minute shows analyzing another man's personal finances. I'm not doing that. Come on, bro. Like, y'all got to knock it off, man. You got to knock it off for playing the victim. As much dirt as y'all doing, you got whole people still mad at y'all because y'all got them fired from ESPN. Go ask Michelle Beadle. Ask Michelle Beadle how she feel about these dudes. According to the story, they lost her job. She almost lost her job because of it. We also hearing you almost got Stephen A. Smith fired. because he don't agree with you. Like, what are we talking about? But these dudes are the victims? Man, if y'all don't stop playing with me, let me read this comment. Who got black man Darvin Ham fired? Who approved trading away black man Dwayne Wade and lied to his face? Who disrespected an entire past generation of black men who paved the way for his bill? My brother, you said it. My brother, you said it. My brother, you said it. I don't even have to talk. You said it. You said it. You said it. Their whole way they make a GOAT argument is to trash everybody. That's it. That is the grand theme of and troll. One of their biggest mouthpieces in media, Nick Wright, is a troll. He made his career off of literally trashing Michael Jordan for views. This is Nick Wright's most viewed video on YouTube to date. 3.6 million views. And the video says LeBron has already passed. This is how Nick Wright made his big entrance into sports media, by trolling Michael Jordan. That is Nick Wright. Nick Wright is the same one that did a top 50 list where he has Michael Jordan as the third greatest player of all time. He has LeBron at number 3. But we're supposed to sit down and let that go because, that's just journalism. But if we push back on the lies, it's not. What about Nick Wright, who constantly cracks fun about Michael Jordan being a drunkard and a gambler? You ain't got nothing for that, Rich Paul? Ain't Michael Jordan black? Well, one of the people you represent in Clutch is constantly making fun of the Michael Jordan that you seem to love. You got nothing to say about that. But you worried about us. The whole reason these guys came into sports media is to fight with people like us. I'm telling you. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. But at the end, the people that ultimately decide is the audience. You don't get to decide. Unless you go do some dirty dealings behind the room. Yo, slow down that nigga channel, bro. Nah, he's saying, nah, we don't like him. Slow down his channel. Slow down his channel. Slow down his channel. Oh, y'all think I don't know. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. 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 But you don't get to decide what's hot and what people like. When you see niggas like Mace giving us a shout out, bro, it means that there are other people that like. I can't even count the amount of celebrities that have liked my our content on Instagram. I can't even count. I can't even count the amount of celebrities that have liked I can't even count. I can't even count. But what these guys want is to just say whatever it is that they want about anybody and all their favorite players, and nobody should say something back. Nobody should say something back. I'll start taking Rich Paul seriously when Nick Wright starts becoming a real journalist instead of a troll. I remember Nick Wright trashing Kobe Bryant for years on TV. Why don't you talk about the affiliation y'all got with Bleacher Report and why they always ranking LeBron so high and Kobe so low, Rich? You want to talk about that? Why don't you want to talk about Bleacher Report that you have an affiliation with? That was the first show to publish your LeBron's podcast, The Shop, that's always coincidentally ranking Kobe low. Why don't you talk about that? You ain't got nothing to say about that, right? Oh, okay. All right. Oh, all right. Okay. 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 Instead of worrying about people like Dreamerspro and us other channels, you need to go worry about making sure your man win that title next year, bro. Don't worry about us. Go worry about that. Because that will be a bigger problem than Dreamerspro over here talking. I'm a Kobe Bryant fan. I'm not kissing nobody's ass for you. I'm not doing it. I didn't come on this shit begging nobody for money. If I leave tomorrow, I ain't begging nobody for money. I'll go back to my life. But I will give my opinion. Shout out to Sports and Fitness Rants in the building, man. Let me see what he said. Look at LeBron James fans. They're all goofy-ass kids that never played sports and never watched the NBA before 2000. Shout out to Sports and Fitness Rants in the building. So I'm going to play the sound for y'all one last time, and then we're going to let y'all rock out. Let me play the sound for y'all one last time.
The purposeful, you got all these, I don't know if they podcasters or analysts or whatever you want to call it. They built a business off of talking negative about LeBron James,
There's some money in it for people.
Yeah. And a lot of it is because they can't accept the fact that he did things his way. Mm-hmm. And sometimes when you sit in our seat, especially as black men in America, and then in this case an athlete, doing something your way is not the ideal thing for most people. And they wait on you to fall. They wait on you to fail.
So that's Rich Paul. Let me read this comment. Never forget Michelle Mito mocked LeBron James and texted her. And he texted her, "Why do you hate me?" She got fired from ESPN. It's packed with clutch people like Richard Jefferson. Y'all remember the story of her getting fired? I remember that. I absolutely remember that. I 100% remember that. Let me just say this as a parting message. I am a Kobe Bryant fan. Okay? You're talking about LeBron did it his way. Well, we don't agree with it. I agree in the Kobe way, not the LeBron way. That's why. When the going got tough, and it got really tough, LeBron ran to make a super team. And when the going got tough again, he ran again to go make another super team. Then when the going got tough again, he ran to LA and made another super team in 2020. That's not the Kobe way. We don't identify with this kind of nonsense. And I thought, since you want to know, one of the reasons I'm angry, I thought y'all had some bloody nerve to think you were going to show up in LA 2 years or a year or two after Kobe retired, and you thought you were going to be able to replace him in LA. You got some nerve. I also heard LeBron started using Kobe Bryant's locker, and also using his parking space. What did y'all think was going to go down in LA? Y'all thought that what? Y'all were going to show up and run it down through the floor. Like, what y'all thought it was going to be, bro? Y'all thought y'all was going to come to that man's city and replace him? And then us Kobe fans would just sit down and sit back and watch you do it? You got to be out your fucking mind. You got to be out your damn mind, bro. He also recently did a video, and I want to show it to you guys, Rich Paul I'm talking about here, where he said that Kobe Bryant would applaud LeBron James for going to Philly. Let me see if I can find it here. Where is it? I just saw it here. Oh, Kobe would have loved the decision. Let me play it for y'all. Oh.
Yeah. And now is playing for the Sixers right in Kobe's hometown, basically.
I actually think this is something Kobe would be extremely, like, I don't know if proud's the right word.
Proud is the word, I think.
Yeah, but I think he would be like, hell yeah.
Right.
Because
it's
a
competitive
challenge.
Move.
It's a competitive move.
Did this nigga just say it's a competitive move? Did he just say it's a competitive move? I didn't hear the clip. Did he just say going to Philly is a competitive move? Nah, he didn't say that. Did he say going to Philly is a competitive move? He didn't say that. Let's play it again. I don't believe he said that. Let's play it again.
Yeah. And now is playing for the Sixers right in Kobe's hometown, basically.
I actually think this is something Kobe would be extremely, like, I don't know if proud's the right
proud
word.
is the word, I think.
Yeah, but I think he would be like, hell yeah.
Right.
You know, because
it's a
competitive
challenge.
Move. It's a competitive move. It's a challenge. It shows that this guy really.
Kobe would have said, hop off my nuts. If Kobe was here, he would have said, damn, bro, get off my nuts. That's what he would have said. So there's a Kobe Bryant angle to all of this too. These niggas obsessed with this dude. They are obsessed with Kobe. He's like trying to out Kobe. These guys are literally trying to like be Kobe Bryant. Even the way Kobe used to talk and the things that they said, like where Kobe used to say, keep it even, kill. They just like, you trying to be Kobe Bryant, bro? Kobe was born in Philly. His legacy was in LA. He didn't care about that. What? So you want to go build a legacy in Kobe's house, but you don't want to go back to Cleveland? I'm confused. You want to go to Kobe's house or his hometown, but you don't want to go back to Cleveland. Where you from? Come on, son. Like, yo. Come on, man. Y'all got to be playing with me at this point. But like, yo, what are we doing, bro? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Oh my God. He said going to Philly is a competitive move. But if we respond and say, bro, you bugging, we don't like black men for doing that. The man said going to the most stacked team in the NBA is a competitive move. Wow. I don't know what to say, bro. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say no more. I don't know what to say. But the independent guys, you have to have a balance in media. It can't just be you guys out here talking. Because last time I checked, Rich Paul is a sports agent and he's a podcaster. Everybody's talking. We're just giving our views on here, but you're saying we're not allowed to. If we're not saying nice things about LeBron, then people shouldn't be allowed to talk. I can't even make it up. He said there are people that can't wait for LeBron James to fail. How many people do you think are waiting for the Lakers to fail next year? You don't think all of the entire LeBron fan base is waiting for the Lakers to fail next year and hoping that they fail? What about when Kevin Durant and his career, you don't think they were hoping for him to fail? I'm confused. Wasn't it these same LeBron fans that came up with that whole movement we done with the 90s and trashing an entire era? Wasn't it Gilbert Arenas that was trashing players from the past? Wasn't people that was associated with you, like Lakers coach JJ Redick, trashing all those? You don't see none of that shit. All you see is what happens to you. When JJ Redick and all of these guys were trashing entire generations of players, that's all cool because they telling the truth. He not hating. But when people push back, all of a sudden they hating. It's all right. It's all good. He said Sugar Lips Charles. What? What? What did you just say to me? What? I never heard no shit like that in my life. What? Bro, I'm out, man. LeBron fans, y'all didn't. LeBron fans in the chat, bro. They didn't enter the chat. Here they come. Here they come. Here they come. Here they come. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna catch you on the next one. I'm out, man. I'm out. They start talking about sugary lips and all that. I'm out, bro. I'm out. I'm gonna catch y'all later, man.